Okay. There we go. We can be heard. What's up, guys? How's it going? J-Pie warning. Yes. Epion, don't jump out of your seat, bro. I got you. You just so chill, bro. I love it. I love it, bro. But yeah. What's going on, everybody? It's been a little bit. We didn't do an episode last week. That was my fault. Had baby situations going on, and now I got a baby here in the house with me, so still got baby situations going on. But at least I'm next to the computer. Appreciate it.
It gets better, though. Trust me, it gets better.
No, she's beautiful, bro. She's awesome. Like, she's super well behaved. It's just the process that we went through. I'll tell you all about it later. Not gonna saturate this with it. But yo, so technically we're in today's little episode. We're mainly gonna do a quick little recap of that Valentine's Day event because we never officially got to do the recap, right?
Right.
So we'll just lightly touch on that because I do have my my 2 cents to kind of throw in on that, like, you know, feedback and whatnot. And then from there, we'll just talk about some of the last things that they've shown, like this last update that they're making moves in a certain direction, but we'll talk about what that direction might be later on, right? And I know we got differentiating opinions there, but let's introduce ourselves if we could. Let's start with Epion, our guest. Then we'll go into Mangoose, and then Bearded, then myself, Epion. Take it away. Tell them about yourself.
Hi, hello. That's pretty much it.
I can't with them, bro.
I don't really know what to say. I live in South Carolina. I'm a full-time firefighter.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I didn't know that. Dope.
Right.
Yeah. Let's see.
Thank you for your service.
For sure, real.
For keeping me employed.
It's-
Because it make me have a job. You know?
Hey, man. My mother's a heavy contribution to that one. I'll tell you that right now. Like, my mother has a home fire. Like, this is horrible to say. I don't know why she's so consistent with it, but she really does have a home fire at least like once a year. It's either grease from frying chicken, or like she leaves something cooking and goes to the garage and starts cleaning the garage while she's cooking. Like something.
She's just trying to get that free firefighter calendar. Is all she's trying to do.
You know what? I haven't never been asked to be on the calendar, which is really upsetting. But
Them sons of bitches.
Right.
maybe one day. I think I'll just start my own calendar. That way
You
I'm
should. There you go.
guaranteed
Just literally on your day off, literally just park across the street with like a table and just calendars. Be like,
Yeah.
don't mind me, guys. We chilling.
Do a crossover, man. Do a Fault Firefighters where you do like sexy, like Fault cosplays.
Decker first. Where you at, bro? Decker first. Decker first, or I'm not buying. You gotta be on the cover.
Maybe.
Also, car guy. Just gonna throw it out there because there aren't that many car guys.
Yeah, actually, I'm supposed to go out in the country tomorrow and hopefully put the motor back in this car, but I don't know. I got a lot going on with that apparently I've been slacking, as I've been told. But
What is your main role in Fault? And who's your favorite character?
when I first started Fault, I think my main role was ADC. I've been kind of transitioning out of it now just because I guess I've just been in that lane so long, it's not really as fun as it used to be. So I enjoy jungle more, I think, just because I can literally just zone out, hit white camps, go poke somebody, maybe kill him, maybe not. But my favorite hero is definitely gonna be Boris,
Okay.
followed up by probably TV.
Okay.
Right on.
Boris and then TV. Interesting.
But I'm definitely beyond washed. I'm just gonna throw that out there too.
Beyond washed. Yeah, I mean, it's an understandable feeling when you've been playing a game for a good little while, right? Which we are going to go into some of those changes that Fault's starting to kind of ramp up into. So we'll talk about that a little bit. But Goose, if you could take it from there.
What's up, everybody? I'm the Mangoose. You are awesome, and yeah, I do YouTube videos. Do a little tiny bit of streaming on the YouTube, but I don't really fuck with Twitch. But yeah, I've been creating Paragon related content from way all the way back, and when the Fae got released back in original Paragon. So I've been around for a little bit now, and I'm sticking with it. Tried to kind of move on to other games, but I just couldn't. As soon as I saw that somebody was trying to, when Visionary Games started their sort of push to make a Paragon successor, like I was like, all right, I'm done. I'm like, I'm going back. Like if there's going to be another game like Paragon, then that's what I'm going to do. So that's I'm still in the game, still tracking all these games, including Fault. So that's me.
Oldest boomer on TikTok, right?
Yeah, I would say the oldest boomer in Fault, not in TikTok.
There's no shot.
I am the Bearded Wolverine, your Michigan Wonder, also a Fault partner. Excited to get into this patch. I read it while I was at work, and I am very excited to see what you guys think about this.
Interesting. I'll be real. I half-assed read it. By the way, can you guys hear me okay?
I hear you just fine.
All right. No, sorry. No, the chat is saying that I am extremely loud compared to everybody else. So give me a moment here.
Everybody's got a nice fancy intro. I think I need to make me one.
You should.
We've also been doing this for, well, this is me and Windu's 45th episode.
That's fair.
Damn, is it 45th? Holy shit. Time fucking flies. Okay, I should be much better now. Looks like, bro, that's what I'm saying. You step away from like OBS for like a week or two, and literally none of my audio filters are on my channel. We'll see. All right, but what's going on, guys? I am WinduTheMace, aka Windu. Basically, I just sit here and make videos about all these Paragon remakes. I'll be real, I'm a huge car guy. I sneak in a car video every once in a while. Nobody ever watches them, but I still love to do it. I'm gonna still like subliminally message.
That's
what I'm saying. Like I'm like, yo, I try to sneak in like car videos here and there. Bro, that gender reveal was fire. People were like, damn, okay, Fast 9, I see you, okay. Yeah, I do my best to try and influence my passion for cars on people. It never fucking works. But yeah, overall, guys, welcome to the Fault Partner panel. What number was it, Bearded?
45.
Fucking 45th episode. Crazy how time flies. But nonetheless, we are on the 45th episode of the Fault Partner panel. We technically should be on 46. Again, we skipped a week. But we're mainly going to just quickly talk about the Valentine's Day event that Fault had. Because I do have mixed feelings about it, especially as somebody that was just kind of busy with life shit, quite frankly. Like, if we can go right into it, if you guys don't mind, like, let's just talk about it. I was pissed. Like, legit, I was fucking lit. Whenever I'm like, bro, you know, got shit to do on Friday, happens. Got shit to do Saturday, happens. I'm like, you know what? On Sunday, I'm gonna hit it, and it's supposed to go all the way through Monday. I'm gonna get a little bit of love there. Like I'll just grind those 2 days, bro. When I come on Sunday, and then out of nowhere, it's like, oh well, you know, like there's issues with the reward systems and stuff, which we have been confirmed that those have been addressed and fixed for future references, like, you know, with the whole Twitch drop things going on. And the fact that it ended short, like something to do with like, I don't know if it was timelines. I don't know if it was Twitch's fault. Like, I don't know where the ball got dropped, right? But us as consumers, we just see that it got dropped, right? So I was very disappointed at like how it turned out. I thought the skins were cool though. What did y'all think about it?
Skins were great. The fact that the ball got dropped, it does suck. It completely sucks. I agree with you. But I thought SMS did a great job by, you know, giving us the 1200 was it matter or whatever it was, just something, whatever they gave us enough to get a skin if we wanted it. You know, it was very nice. You know, they did right by us, you know, even though the ball was dropped for sure.
I do think the loot needs to be fixed though, because every time they do these drops on Twitch, the loot's kind of like mediocre at best, in my opinion. And I don't know, that's something that they can change.
Wait, say that again. What do you mean?
So I want to say this event and even the last event, you know, you watch these streamers for 6-7 hours, right? And you get these drops, and it's like one hero skin or, you know, just something super irrelevant almost.
Okay. I see that they are kind of on the grindy side. I want to say, oh, I don't remember the exact number.
Game, right?
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird because I think it was like about 20 hours for you to get all 6 rewards.
Mm-hmm.
You know, working properly and everything. Like, personally, as a streamer and as somebody that enjoys viewing, watching 20 hours in a weekend, that's some dedication.
Yeah.
That like, yo, I don't expect nobody to watch my ass for 20 hours over a weekend, bro. Like, that's rough. Like, do you guys think it should be a lesser time frame that they kind of go for? Do you think that maybe that whole having to redeem it before you can continue, maybe that's an issue? Like, what do you think, Goose?
Well, they let me do my drops different from everybody else because I'm a special little snowflake. But because I do only do
100%.
YouTube and I don't really do Twitch, the way they did it for me was they just sent me a spreadsheet and they were like, whoever wins, fill the names in on this spreadsheet, send it back to us, and we'll send them their drops as long as you have their correct in-game name. And that worked out absolutely fantastic for me. I was able to get the skins out in enough time to where people were able to actually use them over the weekend if they wanted to, which was a concern of mine. I did the bundle as a drawing in my Discord, so people had 24 hours like of notice to enter that drawing and possibly win, which that's one of the things I kind of dislike about Twitch drops and stuff is people have different schedules. They have different times that they could be on watching Twitch or playing the game or whatever, and they miss out on a lot of this stuff because they have these odd schedules. So I like having some sort of way to do it over 24 hours. And the rest of the skins I gave via I did trivia on my stream, and whoever could answer the trivia, because so then it's like a fun thing where the person that wins feels like they actually won and didn't just randomly win, and like it feels like their dedication towards Paragon and its successors paid off and they got something out of it. So I thought that was a great way to do it. I really love the way they let me do the drops, and if I had to do it the way you guys did with Twitch, I would be angry. I wouldn't like it. I mean, I would be angry because it is what it is. It's free shit, and it's nice that they're doing this, but I just think there's probably better ways they could do it, and the way they did it with me, I think, is the better way.
Yeah, I'll be real.
Streamer.
Yeah, I kind of wish I did it the way you did too. Like 100%, bro.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, you telling me I don't got to stream and I can just give my shit away on YouTube? Hey man, sign me up with Mangoose. Where do I get my snowflake icon? Please. But yeah, like I did like that overall, even though there were, the weekend had its moments, even though I feel like they're still kind of working out that Twitch drops system, right? As far as the actual event, like people in the event rocking those skins, seeing those skins and wanting them and stuff, I thought they actually did that part very well. So I will give them that. Like, as far as the plan, I liked it. Sorry, Bearded, what were you gonna say?
No, I was agreeing with what you're saying, and the event itself and that goal that they set for the community to get with the assists, being a support thing, and all that stuff with that, and getting getting the double XP when you teamed up with somebody, that whole event itself, I really enjoyed it, and I think a lot of people, I thought I seen a lot more people gaming with the, playing with it, and with the fact that we more than doubled the goal they wanted for assists, I thought that was pretty nice. So it was good.
Yeah, it's super cool to see that. Honestly, this infographic that they released, that shit, yeah, that shit was dope. I didn't like that those pictures weren't posted on the social media. A link to where those pictures are at was posted on the social media. You get what I'm saying? So now, instead of just like grabbing somebody's attention and he's like, hey, look at this. Now it's like, hey, let me try and convince you to go to a different page and go look at it over there. Like, I wouldn't have done it that way personally, but it was cool to see some of these things. Like top supports by win percentage. It was Richter, then Narbash, then Muriel, then Steel, then DEKKER, then FaZe. I was shocked to see FaZe at only 40, like at the lowest 44%.
I have theories.
Dude, yo, laid on me. What do you mean? What the fuck?
I have a couple theories. One, it did surprise me to see Richter on top, but I think the recent changes to the way ADC attack damage scaling has been, where they start out a little bit lower and then gradually get higher, has been a big buff for Richter, because now missing a hook in lane is no longer certain death. Like it was certain death prior to this event if you missed a hook in lane. Now you can miss a hook and still get away, which I think has been a big boon to Richter's support. The other thing I think what you're seeing is, what do inexperienced players pick whenever they get put in support? FaZe and DEKKER, right? So I think you're seeing a lot of inexperienced players picking those two and then losing. I think has something to do with it.
Oh, I mean, okay, because it is by win percentage, right?
Right.
So there's probably a bunch, like even people that probably are just giving Fault another try, right? They're like, yo, I'm gonna use my girl FaZe. You know what I mean? I'm gonna use my girl FaZe. It's easy. I know how to play her. We're chilling. Dude, I gotta say that's probably the biggest rip. And I feel so bad for everybody that's new or like a Paragon player coming back in or whatever. They're like, bruh, trust me. I just need a build. I know how Twin Blast plays, bro. Trust me, I got this. Just don't worry about it. Be like, all right, my dude. Like in my mind, I'm like, you about to get your shit pushed in. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna let you learn. No, but
D-Trigger points out that Bangle buff, that buff to Bangle, was huge as well. And you see the top four. 3 of the top 4 are your melee supports.
True.
So you're gonna, that's definitely huge in that regard.
Very true. And I will say overall supports do feel great after the overall buff to those support items where they evolve.
Yep.
That shit, yo. It honestly now feels like you're not falling behind as a support.
And it not only is it, because it was still a nuisance for a veteran player that knew what they were doing, but now it's also for the new people who don't know that they should upgrade that item. It just automatically happens. It's something they don't have to worry about, so it makes it even a little easier, a little more foolproof. Like you don't have to, it just goes right to it, so then that person can excel even more.
I don't play support, so I don't really have a say so.
He said, what the fuck is a support, bro? Like, shoot. Man. Now, I will say, pick rate, like pick percentage over the weekend, seeing Steals at 23%, DEKKER's at 21%, Richter at 19%, FaZe at 12%, Narbash at 12%, not too much love to down there, and then fucking Muriel at 125. There was always a Muriel in one of those games, basically, is what that means.
That trips me out a little bit, yeah.
Like, they're either both teams had a Muriel, or each lobby at least had one Muriel.
Yeah,
which I will.
A lot of Muriels on the island as well too.
Well, think about it too. Like, this is probably one of the first time Muriel gets some like love in years, even since the Paragon days. She never got some true love skin wise, Like
Valentine's Day, true love skin. Got it.
I fucking no, that wasn't on purpose. Jesus, the dad jokes are kicking in. Get me the fuck out. That was not on purpose. But yeah, I was shocked. I was shocked that Muriel was actually picked so much. And the few games that I did get to play before I went on that whole hospital trip, basically, there really was still always like you would run into Muriel so consistently, excuse me, on the island, support, whatever it may be. Now, like you said,
That's a good point. Sorry,
Oh, go
Flo
ahead.
makes the point that she's also the only support that's unlocked on new accounts.
That's true.
Oh,
Unlock new accounts.
I was gonna say I'm pretty.
I don't know.
Is it Steel? Isn't it
I've
Miriam
had-
Steel?
It might be. I don't know. I'm just going off of what he said. I don't know if it's true or not. We can talk about it in debate here. I haven't.
dude, I'll be real with you.
From the get go. I don't know.
I don't even remember how many you get in the original one. I think it's 6, 7.
7.
Okay. I mean, okay, that makes sense.
I think that's another major factor in Richter being so high up on the win percentage is Richter's good into Muriel. And if everybody was playing Muriel and you're playing a Richter support, like I know whenever I play Richter support and I see a Muriel coming at me, I'm like, oh, thank God. You know,
Right.
That's a
If
good
she's
point.
The best Muriel ever. I'm still not that afraid of her.
Yeah.
All right, Beth. So if I see you on the other side of Muriel, gotcha.
When they
Go ahead.
dropped this, me and him were in a voice chat. We were kind of BSing back and forth, and we were talking about this and that. We thought it was crazy to see that pick percentage compared to the win percentage for Narbash and Richter. Like they're towards the bottom of that pick percentage, but they are also like the top 2 of that win percentage.
Yeah.
So it was crazy to see that.
Well, I'll be real with you. If you pick a melee support in Fault, there's a good chance you know what you're doing or you're trying something new. You get what I'm saying? Like there really is no in between. You tried something new, you got your shit pushed in, and you're like, all right, let me go back to playing this other character. Or it's like, hey man, I want to be a Richter main, or I want to be a Narbash main. Like, I'll shout out to Menace. I think he was in the chat. You know, every time Menace was supported, like, let's bring out a Daddy Bash. I'm like, hey man, you wild for that shit, but he makes it work. You feel me? Like, I wouldn't play Narbash the way it is right now.
Yeah, he rocks a good steal. He does pretty good with all the supports actually. He's got Richter, Bash, all of them. He can pull them off pretty well.
But not everybody does that. You get me? So like, whenever you see those picks, it's like, hey, there's a good chance I'll make a difference.
Bash and DEKKER were my go-to as well, though. Before 13 dropped, and that the feel of ADC got better, I was a support main, for Fault, and Bash and DEKKER were the 2 I went with. I really enjoyed them. So,
Yeah, I mean, Narbash is literally one of the most fun. But I don't agree. I don't disagree. Excuse me, with what D-Trigger's saying in the chat. They like at least Narbash should be unlocked.
Richter.
Yeah, I don't know about Richter because Richter is definitely one of those like unique picks. Like you want to unlock him to use him. You saw somebody use him with a pole. Like, yo, I gotta unlock that guy. I played games for an extra 5 hours a night that I'm supposed to work the next morning because I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to bed until I unlock this bitch, bro. So, and then tomorrow I'm fucking shit up with that character. So I think Richter should definitely still stay in either the higher tiers or in the unlock form, right? Like to unlock him later. But Narbash definitely should be in there. Like I would never be like, hey, here's a support steal newbie. Like fuck, I wouldn't tell an experienced person to go support steal unless they know what they're doing. That's rough.
right. I didn't, but to go over it though, let me pull up supports here. So if we look at just who we had, like they haven't made any changes to who the unlocked characters are, like since day one. The automatic unlock. I mean, there's a rotating unlock, like for this week. These are the
like rotation,
unlock person, rotation. But you have your main unlocks as well when you do it. But you got to look at it. Narbash, Steel, and Muriel are the only 3 that were actually in the game that were the supports. Bellic is in here too, but she was more of a mid when this game first came out, right? DEKKER, Richter, and Face all have been added afterwards. So I think now when they go back at a time, whenever they do, and I think I agree with you guys and what Chad is saying, that they should go and update that now with them. We have more characters. They should add maybe 1 or 2 more per, role that, have this is automatically unlocked. And Narbash could definitely be that, the other melee character to go in as a support. You have Narbash, Steel, and Muriel, the original 3. Those ones are the ones that are unlocked, and anybody else you have to go and grind and unlock them yourself.
I can see that expanding the pool a little bit as it grows, but I also would be a-okay if they just took Steel the fuck out and put Narbash, if that's the case. Like we all agreed when we did our little list, right? It was like, yo, if you play Steel, you're the shit. You're the shit. You ballsy as fuck for playing Steel. I'll tell you what. You're something else. But then telling a new person is like, you'll do all right with this guy. You're like, I feel bad.
They just have to understand that they're gonna lose until he gets 6.
Yeah.
And as a new player, that doesn't cross their mind.
No.
You gotta play safe. You know?
Bro, they're gonna quit and go to Minecraft before they hit 6. What are you talking about? It's rough. Now, they did mention on here what you were saying earlier, Bearder, that we surpassed the goal 209% what they aimed for. I like that. I like that it was a very achievable goal. You feel me? And that the community can get to it and surpass it. And then they show when they're like, yo, throughout the weekend, 69,000 kills, 69,000 deaths. Some people died extra amount of times. So, some people were dying like Raptors and Prime and shit throughout the weekend. Because there's a 600 deaths unaccounted for in there.
661 deaths. That
Yeah.
were accounted for that weren't done by
Somebody was having a rough time. They're like, I think I could do Prime. I can't do Prime. No. Rip. But it happens, right? That's a funny thing to see. I like that. Interesting is they show the top aspects by win percent and pick. I don't know if I agreed with that one because I was like, yo, like, I get it that you're showing viable aspects, right? But then you're throwing Titan and Rook in there, and I'm like, yo, realize jungle and solo lane are like saturating the fuck out of that one. And like the stats, like they're affecting that. And then Magician, bro, mid laners are affecting the win percentage and percentage pick and all that. Because they're only showing what's viable, because they can only pick off of what was used, not like supports use these. These are just what was used in games in general. There could have been a solo laner with Templar, for all we know. So I don't know. What do you guys think about that one? Let me just ask you, because I just didn't like that one, to be real with you.
I think
I'm
they
just
just went
really
by what
confused
support
with what
you.
you went. I'm confused with what you were just going off with there. I'm sorry. I look at this as just being a support, like what Mangu said. This is probably what was used on supports in this regard, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think they're factoring in offlaners that use Templar or something. I think this is just specifically what supports used.
Do offlaners use Templar?
I don't know,
Yeah.
maybe.
You can if you spam abilities like crazy. It's trippy. Like I've seen Feng Mao's rocking Templar, so every time they cast an ability, they get a little shield, right? I've seen Quang's rocking Templar, because then when you combine the Templar and the Quang shield with Siren's Call, you can get healed off of both of those every time you cast an ability. So little things like that.
Hold off Siren's Call.
What supports rocking
I know,
Magician
what-
that much? The Magician's being used every match.
Magician, bro.
I use Magician all
Yeah, bro. Like
support. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, I figured Narbash wouldn't, right? Magician.
yeah. Narbash, DEKKER, if you anybody that likes to poke really. FaZe could probably run it, even though she doesn't really need it. Her minute's pretty good. But yeah, bro, especially if you like poking, Magician just helps make sure that you got it. Make sure that you're chilling. But yeah,
Like,
I
sounds are
mean,
messed up as per chat.
Yeah, they're still saying that Windu is loud and everyone else is low. They've been saying that since off the rip.
well, I mean, I don't know what to tell you guys. Everything is the only thing that got cleared was my vocal settings, which I did adjust and turn down. Everything else is literally like you guys are the exact same way you've been for like months. So not 100% sure what's going on that side, guys. But then again, I also am very loud. So oops, right? But we all have compressors not to go past a certain sound level specifically. So yeah, I don't know what's going on. But what the hell? I think I just accidentally in the computer clicked to open up the Fault Discord. So let's
Faye making a comeback. Faye will make a comeback. Yes, we just don't know when.
True. All the if you didn't know, guys, all the characters from the original roster will be coming back into the game. That's 100% confirmed. All the characters will be coming back. It's a matter of when, more than anything. Which
Are they gonna be back in 2022?
That is a better question. TBH.
All of them, I would say, my personal guess, I would guess no, that all of them are not going to be back in 2022. That would be my guess.
Yeah, I mean, how many are we missing?
I know they're pushing for free to play. Well, we have 21. We have 22 now. I don't know. And there was 30,
36, 37,
37, yeah,
something like that.
It's like 15-ish, maybe. Damn, it's crazy that there's still a good amount of heroes that are missing.
Yeah.
So even if they drop one a month, it would take them over a year to drop the remaining roster.
And they're not gonna drop one a month, are they?
I doubt it.
Yeah.
I almost don't want them to, if that makes sense.
I just with them, especially with when we're going to talk about here with the patch notes and the kind of the note they put into it, they're pushing for free to play. You know, with these next couple patches, I don't think that they're going to focus on pushing all those characters within this year. They're going to focus on, like, right now we're going to be trying to get all these bugs that have been in there for a little while, get those taken care of. I just don't see him pushing. I mean, I definitely think we're going to get a good amount in 2022. I don't think we're getting all of them in 2022.
All right. By the way, guys, confirmation, I totally found what was the issue. There was one little box that got unchecked in one of the filters. Go figure.
How do we sell now, guys?
Yeah. And then,
Better buy now. Let's go.
like, I just literally glanced through it. I was like, that's not supposed to be there. All right, I got that. that was a quick fix.
There we go.
But also, I mean, shout out to Strange Matters for actually also putting back the items page on the website. Because I don't know why I use the website one a million times more than I do actually in game. It's nice to have in game, right? Like the average player probably uses the in game one more. But I dig the revamp. The aspects are in there, like very, very nicely. Like you got, and I'll put it up on the screen here for everybody to see. Now on the website, you have all the aspects just very well organized. You have the aspects very well explained. Like, hey, this is how you get favor. Raptor grants you 4. Prime Helix grants you 2. First turret grants you 1. 5 kills or assists grants you a favor. They have all that listed there. That's actually dope as fuck.
Right.
Like that's information that I just can't remember. I've asked that shit a million times to the devs. I say it in the videos. I talk about it on stream. People ask me, hey, how do you get favor? I'm like, I don't fucking remember. Like I can ask somebody. I'll let you know in a bit.
Bunch of ways. I don't remember. I can't remember how many minion kills. Is it 25 now? 25 million kills give you it?
Every 25. So every 100 you get 4.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of ways to do it. You know, first tower, every inhibitor. Yeah, a bunch of ways. What I liked about the item page being added is they didn't tease, they didn't show you. You had to go there and look at it. They new item reworks. Some of these pictures are fucking badass.
Oh, I didn't even peep that. Okay, so give me an item so I can pull it up on the stream right now.
Look at Barkskin. Barkskin's new.
Oh, you know what? This is the first time I actually step into this page since this update. Yeah. I like how this is looking. You know, you have all your filters up top. But then how it
exosuit is even a little buff there. It looks almost identical, but I think there's a little tad differences to it. Luminous liquid. That's another one that I noticed right away.
I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I don't think I've ever heard of luminous liquid.
Yeah, it's the speed boost one. This one that gives you attack speed. You'll see it. It's a yellow vial.
Oh, the yellow vial. Okay, all right. That's all you had to say. I got you.
I'm just going by the name, man.
Hey, I got you. That was quick.
You can just type at the top and search for it.
True. Thank you, Goose. But I think it's worth mentioning that we're not necessarily saying that these items are new. We're saying that their art was updated.
Yeah,
worth mentioning in the chat.
Yep. Unstable Tonic is an item art update.
But yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with this. Like this is something that was needing a revamp for a while, and I think it is executed rather well this time around. Let me actually zoom out so you guys can see how it actually looks. I'm always zoomed into this shit. But you click on an item, shows up on the right side. It's like, hey, this is how you build the item. This is what it builds into. If you clicked on like a beginner tier item or whatever, what it actually goes up into. Very, very well made. Like I'll give major props to the website team. Isn't it? It's still Alea, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yep.
Shout out to Alea. This shit, it looks clean, right? And then the hero side, that one still looks the same, but there was never really too much of a problem with the way that one looked beforehand. But it's nice to actually see it on there. Now, let me ask you guys, it's also, as of this last update in the game, the aspects, correct me if I'm wrong, right?
I'll tell you right now. I don't see them in here, no.
In the learn tab?
That's all I have. Yeah. Learn, have hero and items. There's no aspects down here.
I'm lucky. Okay. So that, I still need that shit in the game. By all means. But yeah, go ahead.
Here's a question that I've tossed around to a few people. The aspect or red aspects, right? Your attack speed. So I understand that your attack speed is capped at 2.2 per second. But what is that in correlation to your attack speed in game? Right? So if you pull up, I think it's like, I guess if you hit I or control, whatever it is, it pulls up all your stats on the right side of the screen. What is that in a number?
Yeah,
It's on each hero.
Yeah, like because each hero has different animations and base attack speed and what you build. You get what I'm saying? I would love to see them incorporate something like Smite did a while back, where it'll give you a max. Even if that max is going to be almost impossible to reach, right? Like you could be putting a build together and it'll be like max power 4,000. There's no goddamn way you're building 4,000 power, but at least you know that's the limit within the game, right?
Right. They
So
did have that on the Fall Hub Network. When you could go in there and put on a different builds, but obviously the website's not up and running anymore. They did have it there where you could click on, put on different items, and you could kind of see where you're at. You could see where that would max you out. Like, all right, you can't go up anymore from here. But I don't know what that number is. So, but I don't know what the number is. I just know it's different for every hero. I remember we had this conversation when we were talking about who was we talking? We were talking about something. Fang Mao. We were talking about Fang Mao. I think the attack speed. Putting attack speed on him when he first got released and how fast it would be, but
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think those are so. Let me ask you guys this, because that would be a quality of life thing all day, right? They don't have to input it. It's not gonna necessarily affect your game experience like crazy, right?
Right.
Should they actually focus resources on doing that? You know? Because it'd be a nice quality of life, but it's like, hey man, we just brought up the fact 13 heroes. They're going to have to consistently work on the UI and update it with events and stuff. Update the map, like their art department, everyone, UI. Like they got a lot of stuff to do because it is a live service game. Like new stuff gets added.
My answer to that question is they should just understand how much it needs, whatever that resource is, and how much that resource time is going to be, and be able to fit that in at whatever point best fits. Now, if that's a year from now, that's a year from now. If we have, like, we know Arma, all right, Arma just became dev. Congratulations, Arma.
Shout out.
His main goal right now is literally going into and like knocking out these bugs, right? We got bugs. He's putting them in priority and he's taking care of them, right? And knocking them out. Now, let's say Arma's job was also to update these and put those stats in there, right? Like, all right, if he gets to a point where like, okay, I'm at a point now, these bugs I can't take care of because of whatever reason. So I'm at like kind of a standstill. Then that'd be kind of like, all right, now let's put this, I can focus on this until I'm able to get these resources, whatever. Like there's certain things happen that you're able to get an opening, like I just same with what I do at work. Like, all right, I'm working on one instrument. All right, well, now I'm standing here twiddling my thumbs because I can't do anything for this instrument. Well, I'll go over here working this instrument, some things like that. It just all depends on the resource. You know what you want to do. Here's your list and you knock it out whenever you're able to.
I mean, yeah, that's more than likely how it is currently. My worry is that because it is a live service game, as soon as shit pops up, it's like, okay, establish a priority, put that in the list. And then slowly but surely, like maybe some things towards the bottom of the list, they just don't get to because other stuff with more priority just constantly keeps adding to getting added to the list. So
yep.
I don't know, like I don't disagree that it would be huge, especially for like somebody trying to work on a build or let's say like a new player, instead of building all this crazy attack speed and be like, why is it not working? Like I literally put 6 attack speed items. I should be swinging like crazy. It's not the same.
And it feels the same when I had my 4th attack speed item. So, I mean, it's also one of those things too. Like when you're playing, it's like if you don't feel the difference, maybe you shouldn't be adding more. I still feel like I'm doing the same after I added this item. So I think that's too much. But again, that's just for something for us experienced players to be doing. And like it's Mike says. Like it is big for new players because they're like, especially with the CDR, CDR being a number and not being a percentage, they don't know how much CDR they're able to put in and what that, that equation, what it comes down to being. Even then, I remember when CDR was changed, I remember understanding the equation, but I forgot about it now. Like I literally don't know what that equation is anymore.
Well, CDR doesn't have a cap anymore, right? It's just
correct.
At some point, it's a diminished return,
right?
But you
don't know if you have 50 CDR on. What does that mean? What is your cooldown reduction? Like what did you do? Like exactly right. That's like for a new player. All right, I'm playing support. I got 50 CDR. What is my cooldown right now? What? I don't know what I did. But if I had 50% cooldown, all right, I know that my 40-second cooldown is now 20-second cooldown. Like I literally can do that. But you tell me 50 CDR, I don't know what that is. I don't know that conversion. That's the hard part.
Yeah, I mean, I will say those things are probably like ripping off a Band-Aid, right? Like it's like, hey man, it might not be the most important, but once you just get that shit done, you probably won't have to go back and visit that area in a while, So there definitely could be a little bit of TLC as far as those sections. I do want to just give a quick little shout out here to Rugged, because Strange Matters actually showed some of his art, and they actually asked which one of these would you like to see into a figure. Do you think
on your desktop?
Or was it on your desktop? Yeah, on your desk. Yeah. So into a figurine. Yeah. That's why I was like, don't tell me Strange Matters is about to make like a Funko Pop, bro. Like, hold up.
Right? Funko, exactly, right?
Hold
That's
up.
exactly what they look like. When they first advertised these, or showed him off with those, I'm like, they look like Funko Pops. They're literally what they look like.
100%.
I don't understand why Bridget gets one. Oh, that's Gadget. My bad.
Oh my God, bro. You did not just throw him out there like that. Yo, you're a savage. Oh my God.
Where's he?
All right, Rugged. Where's my Funko Pop?
That's a great question, man. I don't know. Like, I know he's always been like super busy into school and stuff like that while balancing content creation. Yeah, that's no joke, bro. That's no joke. I don't know about you, but a lot of us barely made it past high school. That's a whole different level, bro.
Damn, just throwing me out there like that? Shit.
Hey man, I don't talk about your personal problems.
Funko pops out of them. That would be kind of cool.
Right?
I would get one, 100%.
Fucking prop him right up right here. Let's go.
Hell yeah, I would totally get one. But yeah, and then they linked his Instagram page, Rugged, so you can go in there and check out. Like, he's got other little designs of similar fashion on there. Now, cool thing is, he actually posted, and this is just like a personal shout out. He actually posted a no face Kalari, like a render of his. He's like, this is what I think she could look like.
We've seen No Face Kalari though.
You mean no mask, Kalari?
No mask, sorry. No face Kalari. No mask Kalari. My bad.
What is she, Severod?
And then he also posted a rendition of No Mask Strongbow, maybe. Which is like, yo, kind of cool. Not bad. I dig it. So if you guys want, show him some love over on his Instagram. So somebody in the chat, Xort, is saying, not downplaying the art style or anything like that, but what's up with all the cartoons in fall? You talking about the Avatar, right? I think that's what he's referring to. I'll be real.
I'm sorry, but Rugged thinks Strongo is a girl.
Why is that a girl? You don't know that's a girl.
Hey man, gender benders. Anyway, I'm definitely not going to that conversation.
I just want to point out real quick that Epic did have a maskless skin for Kalari planned. They just never released it.
Did they?
They did.
Oh,
It looks pretty cool.
okay. So
Nice.
I'll see if I can find that and just kind of prop it up. But speaking of skins, great transition, Mangoose. That's why we bring you on here. Let's talk about this post, the golden age. Then they show gold, what looks like to me at least like a Greek coin. Somebody asked me, like, yo, what do you think that means? Think that's like Egyptian? I was like, I'm getting Egyptian vibes, but that is kind of like a Greek coin sort of look on it. So I don't know, maybe they're trying to confuse us.
Mayan.
That's a Mayan coin? Bro, that's got a pantheon on it. What are you talking about?
No, it looks Mayan to me.
Anyhow, it's up for debate. But I am very confused about the skin. I want to just go, or let's just go right into it. I'm gonna put the skin on the screen. I would love to hear from all of you. Let's go down the list in the specific order that we introduced ourselves, right? Epion, what do you think about the skin, bro? Talk to me. It's okay. You can hold back your excitement.
I don't know. It almost, like, if you look at it from a certain way, it almost kind of looks like Anubis, an Anubis skin, somewhat.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know.
I could see that.
I'm a gigantic fan of it, but I also don't play DEKKER, so.
What's its support? What about you guys?
I think it looks fucking fantastic. I loaded it up in the game earlier and played around with it, and it looks really good. I do kind of agree that the brown is sort of drab, like the tan and cream is a little drab, but I think it suits it. It's definitely Mayan Aztec inspired. I thought at first when I saw her staff in the teaser, it was going to be more of an Egyptian thing, but it's definitely, if you look at the skin, it's a lot like Steel's Mayan skin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very Mayan Aztec inspired. I think this is the best skin they've done so far, like their original skins. Like,
Okay.
technically the best. I mean, objectively, of course, that's all a matter of opinion, but I think subjectively, this is technically the best skin they've done yet. Because it's hard to put like a hat or something on somebody and make it look good, as we see with the lumberjack Boris.
Oh, let's not forget Spider Bellica.
Witch Bellica. Yeah.
Yes, I hate. Oh, bro.
I knew you were gonna say Bellica. I knew it. I knew it.
Well, That Spider Bellica is probably one of my favorite skins, and I swear it irks me every time I see that hat sitting on her bow and not her head. Like, it irks me, bruh.
But I think, yeah, it looks really good. I'd like to see one thing that is kind of whenever you're selecting the skin, whenever you're loading up the hero, it's just her basic ass missionary skin. Whenever you click on this, you have to actually look at the name, which kind of sucks. I would like to see an icon made up for this skin. I don't know how difficult that would be. I would assume it would be far less difficult than actually creating the skin. But
yeah, right.
Yeah, I like the direction. They definitely need to introduce some stuff to pull people in, and stuff like this is what's going to draw people's attention. I mean, we look at Overprime. Everybody loved those Overprime skins. Let's see some craziness out of Fall.
Yeah. Interesting. Good point.
No, I really like it. The attention to detail on it. You know, the back piece that they got here, that the spread. I don't know. I can't tell if it's an eagle or not, but you know that the bird on it, you know, standing on top of that little, you know, Mayan face. Like the details in this skin is pretty badass. You know, and the headpiece, you know, her ponytail sticks over it, like it goes really well. With her.
Oh, you're looking at it in game right now?
Yeah, I'm looking at in game right now, just spinning it around like this thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I like the idea of spread eagle Decker for real.
I can't with him, bro. But I will say I haven't looked at the skin in game. I'm telling you, bro. I'm just sailing right over those. I'm doing my best. But I will say I haven't seen it in game. I just went based off of the teasers, right? I do agree with Epion. When I looked at the staff, I was like, oh, I'm getting some like Egyptian Anubis vibes. Let's fucking go, right? And then when I looked at like the full skin, I saw the shoulder. I was like, okay, I kind of see some like maybe some like raw shoulder plate is going on here with like the beak and everything. I dig it. And then I looked at the rest and I was like, I don't necessarily... Like I see like a leather hide vest, and then I see like the very like, you know, like Central American gold little like plating ornaments everywhere and stuff. So I was like, I was a little confused as to where it's from. Like I couldn't exactly determine it. Maybe in game, like you guys were saying, maybe in game it actually just like abundantly clear, right?
Yeah, it definitely is. It definitely just screams Aztec. With it in game, you know, and even if you know, I can see where you guys are coming from when you first look at it. You kind of like see the Egyptian feel, but if you, not saying you guys don't know it, I didn't know it. I didn't catch either way, but like you saw, there's people in Gen Chat like, oh no, that's Aztec. Like they could look, it looks more Aztec to me. Like they were able to point it out right away. Like they were able to see some of the, you know, designs. Like they knew it was Aztec just by the picture, the staff picture alone, you know. And I can definitely see the confusion. I can't tell you the difference between the two, you know, but like when you get it together, when you put in game, it all flows, and it looks really well. Even like the shoulder pieces, you could tell those are they're full birds on her shoulders. There's a full bird on her back. Her headpiece is a bird, you know, it's got the beak coming out the front for the bill. It's got the wings coming up, like everything.
Totally just realized that. Not even fucking joking. I've been staring at her face for like 5 minutes here. You just said beak. I was like, it is like a little big visor, ain't it? Okay. Totally.
I mean, aliens made the pyramids in Egypt. The aliens made the pyramids in Central America. So,
oh, I can't with you, Bram. No, but I will say, I'm more excited about the fact that they're making skins, right? That's like when an artist starts drawing. The first couple drawings might not be the shit, but maybe like a year down the line, that's pretty goddamn good. You feel me? Like we've seen them dabble into their own skins. And I like the fact that they're going back into it. And I'm not talking about just like a reskin like we saw for the Valentine's events, like actually, you know, changing parts of the character model or adding to it and stuff. I want to see more like this. I don't know how feasible it would be to see it frequently though. Like if I saw a custom skin like this at least like once every 2 to 3 months, I would be fucking ecstatic. Like let's say once every 3 months, just to make it, you know, a little bit more generous. I would be happy as shit with that, but I don't know if it's that easy because like Goose was saying, it's probably pretty fucking difficult.
Like every 3 months.
Nah.
What happened to that vacation Severock skin?
Right? Like I thought that one was done. They could be holding it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
'Cause-
I mean that could be the next event, you know, something or you know, next event or the next pass, you know, maybe the next season pass. Because like this season pass, season 0 pass was, you know, there was somewhat of a theme. It was very, you know, it was kind of like a wide theme, but there was a theme there. So if they kind of go with a summary theme or something, you know, that kind of goes with that, you'd be good to go. It would work.
Now, I would like to quickly mention the add-on tweets that Strange Matter added to their original post. One of the things that I mentioned is as we move into our next stage of development, we'll now be removing Season 0 perks from all users' accounts. Everything they have already obtained will still be there. Like you earned it, you got it, chilling, no problem. But like all those little perks, and they go in a different tweet to kind of specify a little bit. Like every Season 0 pass holder was getting 10% off every purchase.
Mm-hmm.
Like this entire time, right? That's no longer in there. So I'm very interested in what they say here. They say, thank you for everybody that participated for Season 0 back when it was live. We'll provide more information on the next season closer to our full release. They said that on Twitter. So as somebody that avidly was against the whole season pass, talk to me, Goose. How do you feel when you hear that?
It feels good that they're talking about not doing another season pass until it is free to play. I think that's about the only time they should be doing season passes, battle passes, whatever. As far as like people that bought the season 0 pass, I think that shit should have ran out a long time ago. Like it's one season. That season shouldn't last 2 years.
Yeah, that's weird. I mean,
it's a long ass
no.
season. I think you got.
They benefited.
Paid for. I think
For sure.
Paid for. But yeah. Again, that it came off very greedy of them to have early access and a season pass. I think if they have free to play and a season pass, it just looks like normal gaming company shit.
Right. I think that kind of explains their situation. It kind of shows what me and Windu been saying all along, though. It was literally called Season 0. Like it literally is the baseline. And they were trying to set a baseline of how their, you know, monetary system is going to work through all of it. You know, I mean, look what we're doing with Twitch drops, right? They're doing these Twitch drops. They're finding out things with issues with it. All right, we'll make adjustments. All right, we're gonna do these Twitch drops. All right, we'll make it. You know, so what I understand from it, or what it seems to me, is that what they found out from Season 0 pass, it's working, or they made the small tweaks that they needed. They don't need to do another test or figure something out, you know, and we're good to go when Season 1 drops. Season 1 drops when full release drops. That's the way I've always understood it. It would make sense to me. So, because here we go. This is number 1. We're going to go on from here on.
Yeah, I agree with all of you. Now, I really do think that they're probably in a weird spot trying to give us content while also trying to hold on to shit. Because a full release with a bunch of new skins, you know, several things added to it would be like dope as fuck, right? Like actually going free to play and having a lot of eye candy. But while simultaneously trying to kind of be like, hey, you know what? Let's throw a skin every once in a while. Let's let, you know, we haven't forgot about you. Like we're still trying to please this community while ramping up and aiming for a free to play release, right? Now, Epion, you think that's the way they should do it? Like you think they should hold on to shit for free to play release, or do you think just release it slowly, and then it'll already be there for free to play release regardless. What do you think?
I think releasing it slowly is probably the better way to go about it, in my opinion.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, regardless, it'll still be there for the full release, right?
Yeah.
Like when it goes free to play, but the community gets to enjoy it. Because I honestly thought that Sevarog skin was done a while ago. Like when they showed like how they could go from like concept art to reality, and I think they just like showed it in the Unreal Engine or some shit like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Like they just kind of showed that, hey, we this is the stuff that we can do here at Strange Matters. It was in one of the blog posts, like Lord knows.
Yeah.
Going back through those.
Yeah,
It's like reading a history book. Yeah. It's like, yikes, did you mean chapter 4, section 3? Like shit. What were you gonna say?
I'm the guy that I prefer to wait and be surprised. You know, I that's just the way I am. So I think I would rather just have it come out and be a full release, make it a big event, you know, and just drop a bunch of shit, you know, for full release and then go from there. You know, I think you should still give us the stuff like the skin. Like, here you go. Here's something for you guys. You know, here's that. You know, and they kind of alluded to they're going to be like they asked you who do you think we should do next? You know, and you know, so like it's almost like they're, you know, there's definitely going to be some skins being dropped here and there, but when it comes to other things, I think it should be holding it back and wait for another event, like, you know, the Valentine's Day event. You know, all those Valentine's Day skins. You know, another event, drop some more, you know, drop a group of skins there. You know, season pass, you're going to have a bunch of skins there.
That is true. If they are going to have a season pass along with free to play, they got to make sure that shit's juicy. Like, whether it be characters, whether it be skins, they got to make sure it's not only a bang for buck, but like, hey, I want to buy that just to show off that one fucking skin. Because you know how season pass go, like whether it be Smite, whether it be Call of Duty, usually you're like, well, you know what? The higher I go, the further along it goes, it's okay. You know, like it's like gradually getting better. But that last skin that they're about to drop right before the season pass ends, you're like, fuck, bro. I wasn't going to buy this shit. Where the fuck is my wallet? I need that skin. I need it. I for me, that's how they always get me. So they really need to make sure that they come in swinging hard when it comes to those. Now, if it's cool with you guys, I'd love to go into the actual patch notes.
Yeah.
That they dropped, and I'm just gonna go through them. You know, let's give our opinions. Feel free to interrupt. No worries. Trying to go through it as quick as possible here. So, some of the game mechanics that they changed in the draft area, they added 5 seconds to the draft timer. So you actually have like just like a little bit more time to trade rolls after all your rolls have been picked, which is cool because typically the first 3 got a chance to trade. If you're at the end, it's like, oh, trade me, click. Fuck, bro. Why didn't you click fast enough? It's like, I was. Definitely rough. So I like it. I don't know how people are going to react though. You get me? Because I like eventually you're already spending good amount of time if you run out all the timers and everything in an overall draft lobby. I don't know if people are gonna be like, yo, man, like fuck those guys at the end. I want to start the game.
It doesn't feel that much longer. I played a few games earlier today, and I mean, you honestly couldn't tell.
Not even noticeable.
I couldn't. Yeah.
And that's also if you literally wait the full time. If everybody already knows what they're picking and knows the rules, knows the heroes, that timer doesn't go all the way down. So you don't need all of that time. You know, if you got somebody that's just literally just sitting there not picking their, you know, their role or their hero, then that's on that person. You know, that 5 seconds is just for the people that are trying to get that trade off. You know, in there, it's you're not going to feel that much difference as long as you're picking you got your role, everything picked, you sped everything up.
I mean, that's true. That's true. Like, I literally am saying, like, worst case scenario by all means.
Yeah.
I can imagine that happens, or far and few in between, right? Something else that they changed is the lane minion health bar view distance. So now the distance player should be able to view a minion's health bar has been changed. It used to be 1,800 units. Now it's 2,500 units. The same distance as the current EXP pop-up range. Can I just say that's a dope as fuck indicator? Like, you know how before you're like, I think I'm in range to get experience. Be like, a minion died? Oh, no, I'm not in range. Let me take a step up. Am I in range now? Now, at least you can be like, hey, health bar popped up on the minions? I'm getting my experience, bro. I'm staying way the fuck back here. Fuck you, Morgesh, while I'm a Greystone. Like, I'm chilling, bro. So I think that's a very good quality of life there.
I think they also need to change the minion health bars, though, in the sense that, like, when you get 2 minions side by side, like, you literally, even if I'm focusing on the one, somehow that other minion health bar, like, all right, I know you were low. How'd you get full health? Like, let me reposition again and find it. All right, shot you. Like, it's a pain in the butt sometimes to get those last hits. It's like, I don't know if you just kind of put them higher or separate. I don't know. Something's got to be done because, like, they get jammed together. Like, I don't know what minion I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, that's a hard fix though, because like if you do make
no, it definitely is
like higher than each other, then all of a sudden you've got like a stack of bars above all the minions. It's like,
yeah,
I think it'd be cool if there was like a prioritization. Like, you feel me? Like that it work equally on heroes and minions. Like if there are 3 health bars side by side and they're overlapping in whatever way, as soon as your reticle is on one minion or person or whatever the fuck, that reticle is the one that is now standing above the rest. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it brings it to the forefront.
Yeah, like just as simple as that. Like, it's like, hey, all these layers are there, but the one that you're highlighting, so to speak, right, the one you're pointed at, that's the one that shows in the forefront. Yeah. I think that'd be cool for team fights. Yeah, that'd be cool for team fights. It'd be cool for just the laning phase. How many times have you been you know what, Goose, you and your Morgesh escapade you've been having, how many times have there been like 3 people all bunched up and you're like, I'm pretty damn sure I'm locked in on this Bellica. And as soon as you click that mark, it's like, fuck, I hit the Feng Mao. Like, God, like even a visual indicator like that, seeing the Bellica health bar pop up in front would be cool.
Here's my problem with Morgesh. I'm gonna go a little off topic right now. Just because I'm closest to the support doesn't mean that that's who I attacked. God damn it! I don't know how many times I've had people play me. Go for the carry, not the support. Just because I was next to the support, I still marked and fucking spit on the goddamn carry. Yeah, whatever. I'll say that.
Yo, somebody hurt you, bro.
It's been several times that people like called me out for not attacking the ADCs. Like, I did attack the ADC. When I used my ultimate, did it hit that support? Fuck no, it hit the carry because that's who I had marked. God damn it. Anyway, whatever.
Poor Goose. We're gonna need some counseling for him or something. Please leave a comment if you're a professional.
But no, the lane minion health bars, like you said, you're now able. It's a little indication, like you're close enough now. That's great. Bring it to the forefront when I'm aiming at it. Especially it's gonna help out. If it's gonna help out me, it's gonna help out the new players as well. All right, that's what I'm saying. Like I'm down here with your level. Help us out.
You know what's crazy too? Speaking of minions, I noticed this by watching a few streams while I was at the hospital. Right, I noticed that for some reason, depending on the person's computer, their performance, it's like they would be running smooth. Their game was running smooth. Their opponents were walking around. Everything looked buttery smooth. But now these minions are like choppy. Like for some reason, it's like the minions decided to drop to 15 frame rate. And it's only the minions. And I was like I was watching, I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on with your minions, bro? Like, what is happening right now? So, I don't know. Have you guys run into that by any chance? Have you seen
Byron
that?
Said.
I haven't yet.
Byron in chat pretty much just said it almost exactly what you said.
There's a lot of minion frame drops, enough for the game to chop up post-match. Might have to lower graphic settings to get consistent frames, which really sucks. Need to play more to find out. Yeah, I know minions have always affected frame rate, right? Like we saw it back in the Paragon days. We've seen it in Fault, going from 5 minions to 6 minions. Back in the Monolith days when you would use that Awaken the Emmerich, I think it was called, and now you got like 30 minions that you just flipped. Like you would have 30 minions. It's like, hey man, my game's taking a shit right now. Like my game is not doing that well with all these minions. So I know that they've generally caused issues. So hopefully that's something that they adjust. Legendary Mech is in the chat saying it's a known bug. Okay, so at least they know about it.
Here we go.
Really quick as well. So in the heads up display, assist now have gold pop up just like kills. So if you got the assist, the coins show up and stuff, it looks like. So kind of cool. Kind of wish it was a different animation, but you know,
well, at least
beggars can't be choosers.
Mango steals my kills.
I can't with you, bro. It's just the animation. They added buff indicator for Steel's passive. They added buff indicator for Rook's passive, the aspect. They added a debuff indicator for Robe of Miracles, reducing healing. So, I mean, just quality of life changes. Like, I'll be real with you. That's always stuff that I was curious. Like, yo, how many rook stacks do I got right now or something? Quality of life.
How'd that Steel's passive look?
It looked a bit like his old ablative armor looked in Paragon. It was kind of a hologram that shoots up from his back portal, like in the circle thing on his back.
All right. So now that's an indicator for us to know if Steel's got his passives, right? A lot like Greystone. Well, we know he's got his ultimate. He's like his armor is kind of glowing. Is that kind of what that is? Like, so
I think it's more of an indicator for the player to know when their passive is up.
Okay.
So you can make your decisions.
Seeing that shit through Steel. Maybe
that's true. That's a big boy. Now, as well, they also have on here for the items, Evolved Item Shop change. Evolved items should now be available in both the Learn tab and in-game shop to view by pressing on their child component and selecting it in the build area. So that's a nice quality of life change that the Evolved version wasn't there before. Maybe that's what I was thinking about earlier when I was mentioning the aspects being there. So it looks like that's what got added. And then recommended builds got updated. I really want them to do those recommended builds updates a little bit more frequently.
Who actually recommends these builds?
I think that just comes down to the testers. Like, I don't always agree with what they recommend, right? But I'm pretty sure it's the testers. I'm pretty sure they got like a group of guys where it's just like, hey, this is what we're doing. This is what we recommend. Anybody disagree? No, bet. That's what we're putting, you know?
It's Mac. Mac did all of them. Blame him.
Mac did all of them. He's like, okay, bet. I know who to target. I got you. Why, you don't like them? Everyone?
Do I not like the recommended? No, I'm kind of indifferent. Some of the items are kind of like, why would you build that? I'm just curious as to who actually put those together.
Yeah, great question. I don't think we'll ever know them, to be honest with you, unless we just ask to the gamer.
People.
Okay, just like a handful of people then. Cool.
Are we ever going to get to a point where we can devise our own deck, our own recommended?
I hope so.
So they have it in the draft. Yeah, they have it in the draft. The whole hero build's coming soon. I don't know what soon means. Right? That's a very vague word for Strange Matters. But I like the fact that there's at least already a space designated for it. You know? Like at least a constant reminder and stuff.
That'll work for me for now.
Here's something that's different. So I'm in game right now, and I went to the Learn tab and I pulled up the Shiny Bangle, right, to see if it shows the builds into, and it does. It shows the builds into the Bracelet of Opulence. The image in game for Bracelet of Opulence is different than the image on the website for Bracelet of Opulence.
Like not updated, or better,
better.
Oh, okay. So the website has to update the art.
The older image. Yep.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. I mean, at least it's in game, but I definitely should be synced with it. We know with both, right? Like make sure that your people get the proper pictures to upload, instead of just using old pictures keep them in the loop.
For example, I told you about the luminous liquid. You're like, I don't even know what that is. And I told you yellow vial. You're like, oh, got it. Now it still is the green bracelet. It is something similar, but the other one looks like the website looks like a green ring. The other one looks like it's actually like an whatever that's called, gauntlet type, bracelet type. So.
Okay, cool. So go in game to look at the updated art just to be on the safe side. Until further notice, at least. They did adjust a couple of sound effects as far as announcer voice lines. So when a player disconnects, now it'll say a player has vanished. When a player reconnects, it'll say a player has reappeared. So you can kind of...
It was really random.
He said, what the...
I missed that part in the patch notes. So yeah, man, DC'd and came back. I was like, oh, so that's why we were winning.
It's like, oh wait. So you hear it throughout the entire lobby then?
Yep, everybody hears it, I believe.
Oh, I thought that was just like, hey, only your team hears it. No, but yeah, you imagine being the enemy team and be like, a player has vanished, and it's not your team. It's like, bro, fucking push right now. Like we get to know the first second this motherfucker disappeared. It's not like we've been playing for 3 minutes and be like, hey, how come Greystone never came back? Like, you feel me? Like, now. Yeah. Hey man, push that fucking tower right now. That's all I'm saying. Then they also tweaked Chimera sound effects following player feedback. I did hear through the grapevine that what was like loud, was it?
It was just bad. It was awful.
Really? And then
it's literally like slapping two pans together.
I literally haven't played them.
You said pants. I'm like, why are you slapping pants together? But I'm like, and how
the flat, bro?
I'm so confused. I'm like, oh, and he said pans. Got it.
We're in a fire station. We've got a lot of time on our hands. So.
Yeah, I can't. And then also they show that Sevarog sound effects were adjusted with player feedback as well. I didn't think the Sevarog sound effects were bad. Maybe they just made them a little bit louder, maybe for some of them. There is a new surrender sound effects that got added.
That's the sound.
I was about to say, like, I feel like that's just demoralizing. It's like, hey man, we already know we're surrendering. Now you're adding a special sound to remind us. Like, fuck. But I mean, cool. I don't got any issues with that. Sound effects being I like that we're seeing sound effects and visual effects. Like, this is a pretty well balanced patch so far. You feel me? There's a little bit of game mechanics, a little bit of visual, a little bit of audio. We're gonna go into bug fixes here in a bit. Like, I'm digging it. Give me a little bit of everything instead of just focusing only on one. So speaking of those visual effects, we have Boris, his blood tracker, his Q. An effect will now show. It'll now show as blue for allied heroes, red for enemies above the target's head. Visual effects are now smaller for targeted player to take up less room on their screen. Right, so, yeah, I was about to say, Epion, the main. What the fuck is that first sentence, bro? Walk me through it.
You can track your allied heroes?
I haven't played Boris today, so I'm not 100% sure how that works. I've been sniffed by Boris, and it actually shows up as an icon and whatnot. So,
okay, like enemy Boris.
You were the enemy. The Boris sniffed you, right?
Yeah.
But no. This is just so that you know that your Boris has sniffed somebody. It'll show up as red or blue above their head.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. I was so confused,
bro.
As Boris, I can sniff. Like, okay, please give me a speed boost because I need to get out of here. So I'm gonna sniff my fucking phase that's already at base.
I really wish they would change the queue to where it'd be SmartCast, so I can actually pick and choose who I sniff. I don't want it to pick I think it's worded the closest hero or a hero that's under 50%, because if there's a Decker in lane that's at 50% and a full health carry, I still want to go for the carry, but it'll sniff the Decker.
So would you
That just throws off my entire plan?
would you prefer that being given the ability to target it, but then also being given a limited range?
And that's fine. I need that ability to target who I want to.
Can't you still use the speed boost to get to Decker because she's going to be by the
Oh, to get to them.
so you literally just close that gap.
Yeah, but you don't
already.
get the attack speed.
Yeah, if Decker
True.
goes the opposite way of the carry, then
He's a bear, not a cat, you weirdo.
you know.
Yeah, nobody just saw that.
No, yeah, you're right. You're right. I got you. That makes sense. I wasn't even thinking about that side of it. I was thinking about just the gap closing. But yeah, that
Interesting.
would make it a lot better for sure.
I wonder if other people feel that way also. Like it's just like, hey, the ability as a whole is cool, but maybe they would prefer like make me get closer to be able to use it, but let me actually pick who. Imagine like a Mortgage mark, but less range, basically.
Yeah. I'm fine with less range because if I sniff super far away, that just gives them more
Time to back up.
get away from me. I would much prefer to sniff right
Or
up-
get
right
ready
on top
for
of
their
it.
CC and
Yeah.
Yep.
True. So then also on his ultimate Rocket Slam, Boris will now see and execute effect just like Feng Mao for players below the threshold, up to 1,500 units away. I thought he was already seeing that.
No, you never saw us execute.
No,
but his-
you
his
never saw it
execute
execute.
is so low though.
Oh.
It's what?
It's like 15, 20, 25, I think is what it was. Could be wrong. You'll let me know.
It doesn't say on the game. Yeah, in game it doesn't tell you.
That is another thing too. A lot of the descriptions or like the values of like, hey, like it scales off of this don't always necessarily match up to what's on the website.
15, 20.
I wonder if that's like that now.
Yeah, 25%.
Okay, cool. Got it. 15, 20, 25. But I wonder if the website is now in sync with the game descriptions. Like if somebody could check that, that'd be kind of cool. Just like grab like a random item. If the website is synced in descriptions with like an ability description or like an item description.
D-Trigger said earlier that there's a few of them that are mismatched.
Gotcha. Okay,
What
so
he said though, I didn't check for myself.
yeah, I haven't checked either, but little quality of life thing that I would like to see. So who knows if it's already there. On Countess, her Shadow Slip, her Q, targeted reticle changed to use the same reticle as her ultimate. Little quality of life. I never played Countess, so I probably didn't even notice. Then on Steel, his passive, his Force Barrier, and Goose was talking about this here a moment ago, changed the effect that played when Steel gained a passive stat. No longer should be the same visual effect as gaining a shield. Steel now has a looping effect on his back when he has active passive stacks, adding the effect showing when all passive stacks are removed from Steel. So just a cool thing to see. I think it's cool, like Goose was saying, it's behind him, so enemies won't necessarily get the cleanest line of sight to that. But as an ally, like let's say a carry with a Steel support, if I can see my dude just got stacks, I can see he's got stacks, and he's running up like he's about to ult, I'm like, oh yeah, this is a good moment to use that ult versus using the ult with no stacks, for example. So interesting. I just like the fact that it's there. Quality of life again.
I'm going back to Boris real quick. Sorry. Did Paragon and Goose or Epi, anybody can answer this question? Did Paragon have an execute effect with any of their heroes?
Big Mal.
And was it the same little Spartan?
I don't remember that. No.
I don't remember honestly.
I'm just asking, and only because of bringing it up. Recently, Predecessor posted a video about Feng Mao and having the execute effect, and it literally is the exact same icon. So I didn't know if that
Maybe it's an epic asset.
If it was an epic asset Paragon, thing that was going on, because I don't remember. I never played those characters that had that, so I didn't know what it was. So when Fault dropped it, was the first time I seen it with Feng Mao. you know, and now seeing that Boris is getting it, I figured any other character that had an execute would have it. But
That's a great question, because I'll be real, I saw what you saw, and I was like, wait a minute. So there must be some pool that they're getting these little icons from and stuff, right? And correct me if I'm wrong. And Goose, I know you were here way back when, before we actually got proper, like a much better UI, right? You remember when you used to die or you got a kill and it would just show the two players' faces with that skull in between?
It would be that skull, wouldn't it?
Is it that skull? Am I tripping? Like, come to think of it, like, I'm like, wait a minute. Have I seen that fucking skull before? So, yeah, maybe it's just epic assets that are being used. But now, going into some of the bug fixes that got announced here, Countess getting some love. So on her Shadow Slip, her Q, they fixed an issue that was causing the cooldown to start at the initial cast instead of at the confirmation, giving her the ability to be able to, cast much quicker. Fixed an issue causing the cooldown to happen even if it was canceled, like if they decided not to actually teleport. And then on her ultimate, her Feast, her R, fixed an issue causing Feast to not move Countess to her target. I think I know that one. Like, whenever you're like at an angle, instead of like actually getting face to face and then doing the animation, you would still do the animation from like a foot away diagonally and shit, even though you locked on. So it was just like a little bit of a weird situation to be in spots like that. So just a couple of bug fixes there. Feng Mao here as well.
Shadow Slip, isn't her Shadow Slip that isn't like a redundant two things that are fixed, but isn't it the same thing? Because wouldn't you, if the cooldown started right when you actually hit the button, wouldn't that also be the same thing as the cooldown starting, like when you cancel it? Because it started as soon as if the cooldown starts as soon as you activate it and you didn't actually confirm it, wouldn't that be the same thing as canceling it? And once you canceled, the cooldown would be doing the same thing? It'd still be a cooldown?
Well, no, I think the second one is more towards you had the targeting reticle. You're about to go on somebody. You haven't confirmed it to teleport. Let's say you got stunned in the middle of the targeting, and then it would go on cooldown. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you didn't get a chance to teleport and the cooldown still happened. I think that somewhere in that is what was going on.
Gotcha. Bang did have the icon and Paragon apparently from Trigger says too. So
there you go. Cool. So that's, I'll be real, never noticed, or just probably don't remember because of how long ago it was, right? Then we do have Feng Mao, his passive, fix an issue causing passive to not stack with Raptor's Lesser Helix and Prime Helix. So you know what that means. He's going to be better in the jungle now, better than he already is. On his ultimate, Imperial Sentence fixed an issue that was causing Feng, to not take tower aggro when damaging an enemy with his ult. That's definitely needed fixing.
so now he won't be as strong.
I mean, he can still die, but he'll get targeted a split second sooner, right? So for sure, a good thing. Fix an issue causing ability damage to be delayed. And I have noticed that, and I saw people running into that one where they'd be like, hit an ability, and it's like, hey man, my shit's not going off. And then a split second later, it would go off. So they thought they were like, having like some mouse issues. I know somebody that literally bought a mouse because they thought they're playing Feng Mao, like their shit was fucking up. So they're like, it's clearly my left click. I'm buying a new mouse right now. And they just went and did it. And so at least that person has a new mouse. But good thing it's fixed, right? On Gideon, Torn Space, his E has teleport. Fixed an issue causing Torn Space to not go anywhere when backed against the wall. Definitely ran into that little issue myself. And then fixed an issue causing Torn Space to get canceled by CC and not refund the cooldown. So again, it's kind of like what the Countess thing we were talking about, like mid animation, but they haven't actually done anything. They haven't gone anywhere. It's just like his hand going up in the air, gets stunned, and it was on cooldown. Now, should the cooldown be refunded? Like, should the cooldown be refreshed? Or should, like, for example, the support Decker be able to stun him mid-animation and put him on cooldown because he was able to pinpoint it.
Yeah.
He's a 2. Option 2. Yes. Yes. Yeah.
The latter.
Yeah. Like I agree. If I'm a Decker and I see just that animation and I just happen to flick harder than he can and it's like stunned as he was about to teleport, that shit should be on cooldown in my eyes. I think I deserve that shit, right? But I could also see how a lot of players might be like, I never even teleported, but it's on cooldown. This game's broken, you know? So
Right.
I guess I could see both sides of the argument. I guess we'll see.
It's the same side of it, like when they made that change to the fluidity of the abilities and how fast you can use them. It's the same thing when they showed you thunking Gideon, and before he does any tick of damage with his ultimate, he would get it. His ultimate wouldn't go on cooldown, or it wouldn't be on a cooldown. So then, but once he did a tick, then you would thunk him out of it. That would make him be on cooldown. It's around that same situation. I just don't know if there's that time. If there's that time that you can thunk or stun him in middle of torn space to be like, okay, you're on cooldown.
I don't think so. I think it's like a point A to point B. You can only stun him, or you will only affect his cooldown after he's already casted it.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But then on Grim, we have a bug fix, and I think we can thank Mangoose directly for this shit after making a video about it. So his passive, fix an issue causing the on-hit damage to apply spell on-hit effect from certain items. Not all. But when you made that video and you told us about it, I was like, I thought some of that shit was on purpose. Because I definitely noticed, but I was like, there's no shot this shit's been like this for like 6 months or like almost a year and nobody noticed, right? There's no shot. And then when he made the video, I was like, this man actually made a video about it. I dig it. I like it. And as soon as that video goes up, hey, we fixed this. Nope, not good. I told Goose, I was like, yo, you might have to take that video down, bro. Like that, they just fucked you up. Oh man. But
I take credit for torn space as well. I brought that to their attention.
oh,
You could use it to escape the map in a lot of places.
Off the map.
Mangoose tester when? Seems like he's doing quite a bit of job from out here, right?
I'm just saying, expect some changes to S-Call soon.
Oof.
I think would be good. Next patch is probably going to be a Quang rework as well. He's going out the map as well.
Hey man.
Even easier than Gideon.
Yep.
Dude, the fact that you go into AI mode and find all this shit and then report it, like you go above your weight, it's like, hey man, this is for y'all. I tried to find this shit. You're literally being a full-on tester without being affiliated. So GG to you, bro. Now we do also see on here Kalari, her ultimate, her Assassin's Execution, fix an issue causing ability to teleport her to the wrong side of the target. Yo, can you imagine being already pissed at Kalari's ultimate? You got a reduced range, and then you show up, and whoever you teleported to is behind you. Bro, I'd be salty as shit.
It's also better for the person you're teleporting to, though, because like now if I'm going to stun somebody or I might push, hit them or push, I go to push and they're supposed to be here. Like this is where they're supposed to come from. Now they're actually going to show up there. You can actually get that timing down.
That's a good point. The predictability is a lot more accurate now. That's a good one. On Morgesh, her Swarm, her E, fix an issue causing ability to move large monsters when standing inside of them. Weird. But I guess that was something that was happening. And then her on Phase, Psychic Lance, her beam, fix an issue causing the lance to be blocked by a Decker cage. So now that no longer happens. Fix an issue causing the lance to be blocked by an ally steel shield. Okay, that's a big one for sure. So good thing that's not happening. Then on her Q, her Psychic Interruption, fix an issue causing the ability to remove health bars. You imagine blind somebody, where the fuck did their health bar go? Like, fuck. So that's fixed. That's a good thing here. Steel, his passive Force Barrier, Fix an issue causing his passive to give the bonus endurance after only one stack. So that's been fixed. On that same passive, they fixed an issue causing the passive to stack up to 10 times instead of 5. His shield charge Q fixed an issue causing the charge to gain no movement when hit with displacement effects. Excuse me. And then on his ultimate, they fixed an issue causing the ability to not refund cooldown if it was canceled by CC. I'm assuming it's very similar to what we just talked about, like if it's in the actual intro animation and such.
Yep.
A lot of bug fixes here. Shout out to the team. Just throwing that out there. Like I'm finding myself saying fixed an issue quite a bit to where I'm like, fuck, bro, I want to stop saying fixed an issue, bro. But I get it. So on Twin Blast with his grenade, fixed an issue, causing the grenade to require double cast mana cost. That's a big rip. Good thing that's fixed. His rocket dash fixed an issue with a dash, causing him to lose control when hit with displacement mid-cast.
The Mario ice level bug.
Oh, the where he was just like if you got stunned mid-dash, you would just be skipping everywhere, that sort of shit.
Yep.
Ah, okay.
See, that happens with Sparrow as well.
Does it really?
Yeah.
I feel like that happens with, like, Sparrow just stands almost like she gets stiff as soon as she pulls her bow. So you could be mid walking, do a basic attack, and dude, I can't with them, bro.
They didn't hear that. Just keep going.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it going. Hopefully they did. If you heard it, throw a nice one Mangoose in the chat. Or comments. But yeah, so that's actually been there for quite a while. And who was it? I was playing with somebody and they didn't know how to fix that. And I was like, oh, bro, easy. Just dash again. It goes away. Got you. Say less. They're like, oh, okay. So good thing that it got fixed. A couple of things in the heads up display. Fix an issue causing item slots to retain stacks from items after they've been sold. Fix an issue causing players that leave during core explosion to be removed from the end scoreboard. Fix an issue causing chat to disappear between roll and hero draft screens. Thank you for that one, because that was big. That was annoying as shit, actually. Fix an issue causing executes to not have a damage pop-up or show in the damage recap. Fix an issue causing error messages to not show on a failed login. Also fix an issue causing moving items to new slots to leave behind background in the old slot. So like if you moved an item around, it basically just showed up twice. Is that what I'm reading off of that? Or is my English just fucked up?
I don't know. The way I guess I would understand it is take a red item. Let's take the rogue cloak or whatever, and you move it, and where you have your health potion, it's now red with the health potion. You know, that's the way I read it as the background. It's a red background. The item moved though.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Guess it's one of those.
So I don't know.
Same. Guess it's one of those. Yeah, the world may never know. Tootsie Pop. All right. Moving forward. Fix an issue causing a defeat to be shown on a reset. Yeah, I got a lot of new players to be like, what do you mean we lost? You're like, hey, chill out. It's not a loss. You're okay. And then decrease the distance between low health screen and the camera. This will make the game clearer when you're near death.
That's big.
Yeah.
Screen flashing.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's still going to do that, right? But
It's just not gonna be as like
yeah, like maybe it just won't take up as much, you know?
yeah.
Then a couple items here. Scrystone.
Near death, so I don't know.
Yeah, you just die.
When I'm
So Scrystone, fix an issue causing melee damage to not use Valor stacks. Big rip. Good thing that's fixed. Substitution, fix an issue causing the energy damage to show up as true damage in death recap. Okay, that makes sense. So that's fixed. Definitely noticed that before, where it was like, why does it show true damage? That's the numbers that nobody on that team got true damage. What the fuck is happening? So cool to see. Then as far as map structures, they adjusted something in the jump pads. They fixed an issue causing the jump pads to launch you further than intended to at 20-minute mark. That's been there for a good little bit. Like if you took it at exactly 20 minutes, like woo, mid lane, here I come. So
tier 1 mid lane.
yeah. So good. It's nice to see that they finally found the issue and are correcting it. Cool to see. And
it was intended. It was so you could stop the enemy team from getting prime. You know.
Or you know how many times I took it exactly at 20 minutes and ended up in between a team because the T1 was gone or whatever. I'm like, fuck. And then they fixed something in the menu, the learn tab. They fixed an issue where Feng Mao's learn tab numbers were just apparently out of whack. That's been fixed from there. Then as far as balance, okay, we're 2/3 of the way. Bear with us, guys. As far as balance, ally movement speed buff. All ally team movement speed increases will now also grant allied minions the same movement speed buff, like a Narbash March, minions, etc. So you can speed up minions. Goose, I want you to tell us about that T-Og of yours and what that's gonna do.
I mean, T-Og was already doing it. You could already use T-Og to speed up your minions. Same with
no,
gadgets.
but Narbash you couldn't, and that was the thing.
Yeah.
This is huge for Narbash. Like Narbash is now like, hey, I can now actually speed up everybody instead of just being you in this, ADC or you and the any heroes in the area. I thought it was weird that he was the only support that didn't have that ability.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Good fix.
Yeah, because even Gadget's Speedgate, whatever she has, she was able. The minions worked for that as well. I'm like, why is it? I didn't understand the reasoning for taking it away from Narbash.
Yeah,
because Narbash had that in Paragon, right? It was able. The March worked for the minions as well, correct?
Yeah.
I'll take their word for it.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a strategy to crash the waves faster, or that when you're waiting to attack the inhibitor and you're waiting for that wave to move up, you can just move them along a little faster.
True.
I'm all about
change.
I'll be real. I thought that should have happened from the get-go. Like 100%.
That's what we were saying. Yep.
Yeah, my bad. I just got back. But yeah, I like seeing it in there. It's definitely going to change the feel of the game. Ooh, somebody in the chat saying Epi for partner, hashtag, question mark. Getting his face out there. That's Epi. Hello. Strange Matters. Look at him.
Hello. Ryan, answer my DMs.
He said, Ryan, answer my DMs. Yeah, I love it. He's like, amen. Hit your boy up. But no, let's finish up these balance patches here. So as far as heroes go on, Countess, her cast range on her ultimate got reduced by 100 units. It went from 650 to 550. Her Blade Siphon, her right mouse button, bonus to healing from the passive got increased from 150% to 200%. And then her passive, percentage base health regenerated after minion kill, got reduced from 4.5 to 2.5. So Countess is going to have a rougher early game, but if you know how to use her kit better, you can benefit from it even more, right? So I mean, I'm not mad at that. Adding a higher skill ceiling, right? Like if you're good with her, you'll be all right. If you're not using her kit properly, you're going to struggle a little bit. As far as the laning phase goes and the regen, not as useful. I got no issues there. Well, I guess we'll see how it goes in game, right?
That range change, though, does that really affect her as a mid laner because of the other mid laners having a lot more range?
Not right. I mean, it's only 100 units, and
I mean, normally you should teleport in QR anyway.
Yeah.
Y'all be real with you, considering that her R is 500 units, it's just mind blowing to me. You know, like I always thought her R should have been like, hey, I gotta be in your face to be able to ult you, bruh. Like, you feel me? If we're anywhere close to, like, if you Murdock push me away and I take one step forward and I can ult you, you're a little bit too damn close. Like it's not. It shouldn't be that way. Like you definitely gotta at least get within melee range, in my opinion. So I'm okay. I'm okay with seeing it drop down a little bit more. Just makes her kit make a little bit more sense to me. Then on Greystone, we see his E, Champion's Courage. The disarm angle got reduced from 130 degrees to 100 degrees. So I guess it was just a little bit too wide. Like he could disarm too many people in a group, maybe. So that's been adjusted a little bit. Maybe it's one of those things that, like, it's like, hey, Greystone was definitely, like, I was barely in front of Greystone, bro. Like, y'all need to chill with that. Like, homie was all the way off to the side, and he still caught me in that angle. So maybe it's just a quality of life change. Then on Kalari, we have her Shadow Striker E. The cast time got reduced to 0.2 seconds. Her travel time got reduced to 0.3 seconds. Now, okay, so it just activates faster. We saw some of these changes being implemented towards Grux and other characters in past patches. I'm not mad at it. It definitely makes the game flow feel a little bit faster, just because the animations go by faster, right? Then as far as her ultimate, her Assassin's Execution, the cooldown on it got reduced. It used to be 120 at the first level of her ultimate, and it would drop all the way down to 100 seconds. Now it starts at 100 seconds and it drops down to 80, which, I mean, I could see why they did it. Maybe it's not getting used as much because you have to actually get yourself into position, right? So I could see maybe that's why they're like, okay, well, let's see if we reward them a little bit. But I don't think it was necessary from what I've seen out of Kalari's.
Her, in my opinion, she's just not viable at all anymore. Them taking that
The ultimate
range of her ultimate away, she's no longer a split pusher, right? You can't sit there and storm down solo lane to pull everybody off of Prime and maybe ult into Prime if need be. You can't do that anymore. You know, you can't ult from base to their team
back to the team player
that's out of position. Right? I mean, it's...
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. Like, I don't necessarily think that it was bad for the status quo fault, because she was kind of just fucking up everybody because she was too strong, right? Like, she just didn't fit fault too well. But they did kind of take her identity away by doing so, right? So maybe like just like a general kit rework might be coming soon for her down the road, or maybe something they should consider, like, to help make her because she's technically still unique. She still has the same abilities. It's just taking
this out of the fog ball.
Yeah, like taking that away from her, it definitely changed her completely. Like, I've seen that ult used more as a re-engage as opposed to actually starting with it. Like a Kalario gank, you know, try to get a kill. Didn't happen, but now the DEKKER landed that one random stun and got him to like quarter HP. Now the Kalari ulted in. So, I don't know. Like, she definitely needs a little bit of tweaking, in my opinion, like we said, as far as identity goes and such. What I'm assuming is when all like the vision systems get adjusted properly, the difference between stealth and camouflage and all that, once all that gets sorted out, which is down the road, I'm assuming at that point would be a better spot to actually look at her kit and adjust. Because right now, making her fit for the current way that fault is, I think would be pointless. I mean, arguably, maybe they should pull Wukong, just take her out of the game until you have the necessary mechanics in there to make her proper, you know? Do you guys think that would be a bad look if they actually took that out?
I mean, I'm pulling her out because no one's
like took Kalari out.
There's that many people playing her anyway, so
I've always said take her out of the game. I don't like her. But that's just because I hate her. And that's because I literally just get shut on nonstop by Kalari's. Not now. I'm okay with where she's at now. But it's a pain in the ass. it really comes down to Kalari. Fault Kalari is too slippery, and her invis and everything is just too much. The way Predecessor did her and the way she's camouflaged, she's not invisible. Like, you are able to take advantage of it when she's in a certain, radius. Like, you're able, shit, she's right here. It's still, but it's like Countess. Countess is an assassin as well, but I can take care of a Countess because I can see a Countess coming at me. I like, all right, let me do what I need to do. A Fault Kalari with the way she was it was too much. She comes up in Viz, and then she jumps you, and it jumps away, and she's like gone. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, and you just did so much damage to you. She could fucking 2-hit you, and it was insane. Like, this is
her kit was a logistical nightmare from day one in Paragon.
Yeah,
like being able to cross map ult and everything. Like, it was a shit show back then, but they just decided to keep it. Basically, it's like, hey,
In Paragon, she didn't have a global ult though.
Yeah, I was gonna say day one Paragon. She didn't.
no, not day one. No, not day one Paragon, but in Monolith, she had that global ult. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. So maybe they need to look towards like a kit similar to the OG one, or just kind of see if they can add their own flair into it and change shit up. Pull a Boris to be like, hey, we're gonna try something new. Because, like, for example, we brought up Wukong in the past. They're definitely going to have to change some shit about him. They're not going to be like, hey, guess who's back with the same abilities, just slightly tweaked. Like, no, bro. Like, y'all need to change a bit about fucking Wukong before he gets introduced back in.
Really don't need to change that much about Wukong, for real.
What do you mean?
Just make his doppelgangers not deal damage to towers, and he's fine. Kalari, I don't think is nearly Wukong levels of needing to pull her out of the game or anything. Like, people that are good with Kalari are still going to be good with Kalari.
Mm-hmm.
It does kind of take a bit of her identity away to take away that global ultimate, but I think she's fine. She's really good in the right hands, and but she's a high skill cap hero that it's hard to learn how to play. That's why I don't play Kalari.
Man, it's a good point. The proper person can still execute it. Go ahead, Epion.
Go back on your Wukong thing. I can think of a few people that will love taking Wukong in solo lane and not leaving lane at all.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Could melt the core without any minions whatsoever. That was the problem. He could just push a lane all day long, and it took at least 2 people to stop him.
I think he had a pretty strong kit.
That'll be interesting.
You had his doppelgangers that could do damage to towers, which was a huge issue, which was probably the hugest issue. But you add that on top to everything that he could do, the skywalk that he could do, the fucking forever.
He could push, he could stun, he could.
Like, he had like everything in his kit, and that's what people complain about Boris right now, because Boris has it all, and like I could see it being an issue with other things as well, but definitely that I agree with you, Mangoose. The doppelgangers were the biggest of them all.
Hey, we'll see. Maybe they make Mangoose an official tester, and he actually gets to have that say in there and be like, "Hey, man, that damage, that's not what I'm seeing, bro. You're definitely doing a shit ton of testing and sending it their way."
I'm just making interesting content. What they do with that content is up to them.
Hey,
fucking shoot my shit down like a week later. That's fine.
I can't, bruh. So then, moving forward here, so we can just finish this up. On Phase, her Psychic Lance, her slow duration got reduced from 0.8 per to 0.5 seconds per stack.
We missed that the mana cost on Kalari.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you.
Reduced. Yep.
So yeah, so her mana cost in general, it used to be level 1 for her ultimate on Kalari. Used to start at 150 mana cost, and then at level 3, it would cost you 200. Now it's just a flat 100. So it's actually not hurting her mana at all, almost, to use that ultimate. That's a pretty cheap ultimate for only 100 mana, bro. That's pretty damn cheap. Like, the fact that a Richter hook costs more than that in the beginning is like, yeah. But, tweaks to her. And I don't disagree with what Mangus was saying. Good Kalaris are still going to be good Kalaris. It's just, like Mike was saying in the chat, you just can't run her all the time now into any comp. You just got to be smart about what you pick. But yeah, like we were mentioning, going back to Phase, her Psychic Lance, the slow duration got reduced from 0.8 to 0.5 seconds. The bonus slow duration, once the 8 stacks are achieved, got reduced as well. It used to start at 1.5 seconds slow, go all the way to 2.5 seconds slow, and that 2.5 seconds sucked once you actually got it. But now it's just 1.5 seconds slow applied at all levels once you reach those stacks. The cooldown got reduced on her lance from 12 at all levels. Now it's actually decreasing. It starts at 12 level 1. By the time you get to level 5, it drops all the way to 10 seconds. Not crazy change, but just be mindful. A Phase will be able to spam that a little bit more now, which I didn't think could be fucking possible. I thought 12 seconds was already way like, hey, but make that shit 15, bro. What do you mean?
Yeah, but that 2.5 second slow duration is a pain
That's big.
in the ass. So that bring it down just to 1.5 all the way across. It doesn't matter how much she maxes out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That is a very big change. So maybe that's why they're doing it. It's like, hey, the slow applied is less. We'll give you a chance to apply a split, like a second too sooner, right?
Right.
Then on Richter, his shock shield is E. Total damage reduced.
Mm-hmm.
It used to start at 80 and go all the way to 320 at level 5. Still starts at 80, but now it maxes out at 280. So I mean, it looks like his shock field, which is a little bit too strong. And I can't say that like jungling with him, it definitely was like massive for wave clear and jungle clear and stuff. So I could definitely see why they kind of toned it back a little bit. Then as far as items, now we got a couple changes here. Almighty Gale, new passive for Almighty Gale, a jungler item. So you deal 15 to 32 energy damage plus 14 plus 1 per hero level. Jeez, like literally reading this is a math equation. Get me out. Damage per second to enemies within 600 units. Damage is increased by 200% against minions and monsters. Okay. And then health got reduced from 450 to 350. And they removed the physical armor that you get out of it. So now there is no physical armor jungle item. Now it's
Almighty Bale Arm.
Yeah, like it's basically a smite that's a Bale Arm, which I didn't think was needed at all. I thought Bale Arm was already too fucking strong, bro. Like Bale Arm has been
Is it gonna stack? Is that in Bale gonna stack now?
It depends. Is Bale Arm's passive called Crushing Presence? Because if it is, then no, because it's unique, right?
Unique passive, Crushing Presence.
Oh, then there you go. Now, so this is interesting. You can choose to have that Bale Arm damage in your smite and then not build Bale Arm and go for like Acidic Iron or something else because you're still getting that damage output. That's interesting. You're going to have to choose one of the two to use that passive. So, okay.
I'd see that forcing people to go with the red smite or what are the other 4 smites they have. That's all I see that doing.
No, bro, the wave clear in the jungle is going to be insane if you pick Almighty Gale. It's going to be ridiculous. And being able to apply that 200% of that damage to minions and monsters, you're going to clear through camps like nobody's business. Bale already helped you, but you were building a tank item the entire time of the way, right? Like you were spending like 3,000 almost.
Right.
Just to get that little bit of extra damage on the tank item. Now, most of these smites are what? Like 2,400? Correct me if I'm wrong.
So Almighty Gale's 2,000. They're all 2,000.
2,000. Sorry. So now for 2,000, you have that effect and all the jungle clear and everything. It's pretty nutty. So then moving forward on the Cloak of Fortune, the base shield got increased. Used to be only 150. Now it's 250 to 650, depending on your level. That's a pretty big fucking change. That's a nice little shield that you're getting off of that. They added 35 physical power. They removed the movement speed that it used to give you. And then as far as the attack speed, they reduced it a bit. Now I'm at the attack speed. removing the movement speed from it does kind of suck because that was just one of those items that you could literally just throw in there and feel a little faster or try to compensate for the difference. So interesting to see. I'm just turning it more into a straight on damage item instead of just more utility as it was originally. Then we see on Robe of Miracles, added 20% outgoing, healing, and shielding on Robe of Miracles. I don't know why I said medicals. They added 2.5 mana regen. The cooldown cooldown reduction, the CDR, got increased from 15 to 20 points. Health got reduced, so now instead of gaining 400 health, you gain 200. The health regeneration also got reduced from 2.5 to 1. So, Robe of Miracles now also buffs outgoing heals and shields, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Siren's Call, what does that one do again? Is that one the one that increases the personal one?
That's the exact wording from Siren's Call.
Unique passive. Your outgoing heals and shields are increased by 20%.
Oh, so does that mean
Passive 10% of your remaining shields are converted into health after the shield expires? That's for Siren's Call.
wow, yeah, so it literally Robe of Miracles now gives you the Siren's Call passive. So now you don't even need to build Siren's Call to get it. Build robes, you got all that healing and shit. Keep going.
The only thing you're not getting is you're getting a bunch of mana and energy power that you're not getting. So Siren's Call, this base stats I'm saying with what you get for energy.
Mm-hmm.
Siren's Call gives you 65 energy power, 10 cooldown, and 300 mana. Robes gives you 20 cooldown reduction, 200 health, 2.5 mana regen, and 1 health regen. So you kind of have to balance with those where you're going with those stats.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think this is good for me as an ADC main. When Mangoose gets robes, he's not getting all that power, so it's less chance for him to steal my kills.
I can't with you, bro. You gotta be.
From this is mana regen. There's not enough mana regen items in Vault right now.
That's true.
True, it's all aspect based.
Yep, that is true.
Very nice. Now, T-Og change. Sorry, Goose. I haven't even read it, but they removed the movement speed that you get out of Traveler's Augment. Cooldown reduction was increased to 20 points now. Used to be 15. Energy power got increased from 25 to 40. Gold cost got increased from 2,000 to 2,200, so it's a little bit more expensive. And then the health that you get got reduced a little bit from 350 to 250. Now, when they say removed movement speed, does that mean the base stat, I'm assuming?
Yeah, there was a base movement speed.
Active.
Okay.
No, not the active.
Oh, so the active is still there. Okay.
Active's still there, yeah.
I was about to say, that's what makes Traveler's Augment. Like, you imagine?
I thought, I literally, like, you took that out of the game. Like, I'm like, what is the point of it then? I literally, when I read that, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, so
T-Og expert on the show.
But literally, when you
Right.
speed, that is what the active is. It also gives you movement speed. Like,
yeah.
That statement, it should say remove
base
movement speed from base stats or whatever. Like, not.
I don't disagree. It would be nice to see that they remove base movement speed.
This is a buff to T-Og.
Yeah, man. Like you're losing a little bit of the base movement speed, but you got more cooldown reduction, almost double the power, a little bit less health, and a little bit more gold. But the power and cooldown that you get from it, Mangoose is gonna have a field day.
I am.
More damage, bro. More damage. He casts more frequently, and he still has his little wheel that he likes to do.
Please get some love, please.
I'm gonna change my PFP from the little mongoose to a fucking T-Og.
Do it, bro. Where you at? No balls. Then they did do some structure changes to the map in the jungle. Lesser and Prime Helix. The knockback cast time got increased from 1.4 seconds to 1.8. A little bit more annoying. Knockback velocity got reduced by 33%. Correct me if I'm wrong. That means I'm going to be floating in the air a third longer.
No, less.
No, you're not going as far.
Um,
You're not even making it. You.
The windup is longer, and you travel less distance whenever he knocks you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So you have more time to avoid it. If you see him wind it up, you have 0.4 seconds to get out of there. 0.4 seconds more than what you had. You see him winding up to do the knockback. Okay, gotta get out. And then if you do get knocked back, you're not getting knocked back as far. Like you literally get thrown against the wall and get a concussion and everything else going on.
I gotcha. Which makes sense because you literally were hitting the wall unless you were at the entrance and then just falling flat. It now shows also an AoE ground decal while casting the knockback. So it's a little something on the ground.
Safe area is at.
Gotcha. Okay, that's cool. Super nice to see. On Raptors, the initial spawn timer got reduced to 5 minutes. 5 minute Raptors, bro?
Yep.
What? I mean, you're probably very unlikely, unless you're coordinated, fighting for Raps at 5 minutes. That's a really, really early objective. But...
The buffed Chimera.
I buffed the Chimera. True. Then blue buff, energy armor that blue buff grants you got reduced from 20 to 10. Never really noticed too much of a difference. But I'll be real with you. Maybe that was just me. Like I never grabbed blue buff and be like, yeah, now's the time to gank this fucking Gideon, bro. Yes, bro. Fuck that Morgas. I'm coming for her, bro. I got blue buff. I'm coming right lane. Sad. Like,
is that what that is, or is that the armor on the blue buff?
I thought that was reduced. Armor on blue buff.
Yeah, I think you're right.
You might be right because I'll be real. I didn't want to say it, but I was like, I never knew that bitch had armor. I don't know. I was like,
I think it's the armor on the blue buff. Like,
so if that is the case,
take blue buff down.
Why?
Casters. I don't know. So maybe Countess can start blue.
Not getting spit on so much.
Countess jungle can start blue.
Okay, that's a good point because typically if you started blue, it was a rougher start. Like even casters would typically start red and then head to blue after they had a couple levels. So, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's what D-Trigger's even saying. Easier for mages to take it. Yeah, that's the way I understood it just by the map and the jungle, like how it was written out. I took it as blue buff got...
No, y'all are 100% right. I'm just definitely still over here with like 2 hours of sleep baby mode and I'm reading half of this shit and be like, what the fuck is that saying, bro? But
thank you for that sub, buddy. Go.
But yeah, man,
3 fucking months, dude. Holy shit.
Oof. Thank you.
Right?
But yeah, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at this patch. There's actually quite a bit to it, considering. And the fact that we're getting a skin.
Yeah. This is a beef. That's what I said when I tweeted. I was like, there's a lot in this patch. Like, it's not like crazy amount of things, like, but it's a good beefy patch. Like you read it and it's like, all right. And some of it's quality of life, some of it's good stuff. Like some of it's okay. I liked it. It was a very good patch. Very good patch. I can't wait to actually jump into some games and see some of the new effects and hear the sound effects and visual effects.
Yeah, for sure.
Sound effects.
An enemy. Our players disappeared. Let's fucking go. Yeah, I like it. I'm excited. I'm really just curious more about like this whole leading up to the season, leading up to the full release. You get me? Like, does that mean the season might have to do with this little theme that we're looking at? Or is the theme going to be totally irrelevant, right? Like, because their post did say the beginning of the golden age or some shit like that, right? So does that implying that there's going to be a time frame where like the skins for the next season are all going to be based off of gold? Maybe like shit like that. El Dorado. That's what I'm saying. Like, are they going to go that deep into it?
Skin
with an Anubis staff.
Was it an Anubis? Just because you thought it was an Anubis, you can't see the forest for the trees.
Hey man, tomato, right?
I'm just
but
saying wrong. That's
I know, and I'm still gonna fight it anyway. But yeah, man, like kudos to Strange Matter. Unicron, cabrón. But I'll tell you this: the progression that they've shown you know, even me not being able to play for like a week or so with what's been going on, the progression that they've shown, the fact that they've giving us, if we think about it, hero, map updates, skins, you know, constant bug fixes and stuff, like they've had a nice steady flow of all the shit that they've been doing. Yeah. I'm not mad at it at all. Like, considering they did all those bug fixes and then gave us one skin like that, this feels like a good patch. Even though we literally just got the one skin, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not mad at it. And I'll be real with you. I got to get back to taking care of the baby. So let's do our outros. Epion, throw your plugs. Where can they find you? Where can they follow you? How is this guy going to get to partner one day? Maybe, hopefully, you never know. Where?
I don't do Instagram and all that as of yet. Maybe one day. You can catch me in Gen Chat.
Do you stream on Twitch?
Yep, I do stream on Twitch.
Got him.
I think my name is RPEPYON. So
I'll make sure your link is below, just to be on the safe side. I got you. For sure.
Appreciate you.
So go follow him on Twitch for sure. Anything else? What are your words of wisdom to the community before we say our goodbyes?
No running down games.
Yeah, he said, just stop and breathe.
I was expecting a lot more than that.
Where are you?
As soon as he reached out and it's like, hey, you know, what do we talk about? How does it work? Like, I just want to make sure I have enough time to get my speech written down. I'm like, all right, so I'm expecting something.
Yeah, nah.
He just kept it mellow as fuck. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
No, you're good.
Go follow our Epion. I think that's what it is. RP.
Role playing Epion.
See, he knows.
He knows. My bad. I'm not about that life. I'm so sorry. I apologize for my ignorance. Goose, take it.
Yeah, I think people are starting to stand up and notice fault a bit more now. Notice the steps that they've made. Hopefully that translates into a larger player base soon. You can check me out on youtube.com/mangoose, or been doing a lot of TikTok now. I know that pisses Bearded off because I made fun of him so bad for doing TikTok. It's at Mangoose, I think 907, at Mangoose 907. Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh, make sure you send me that link, by the way.
Mangooses, or not 6 other mangooses.
There might be even more. Who knows?
Hey, man, search anywhere just the word Mangoose, and I promise it's not that beard that's going to show up. Like, you feel me? Like, every single time, I like, and I don't know why. I do it every time, even though I know. I'm like, bet. Let me go watch that new Mangoose video. Mangoose. Oh, Mangoose in the wild. I'm like, fucking A. Hold on. Mangoose Paragon. There he goes.
Oh, no, I made it whenever you search Mangoose, and it's like the third video down.
Yes.
The Mongoose is fighting cobras.
Mangoose, we should have Mangoose, like, we could do you doing a voiceover for a Mangoose video and me do a voiceover for a Wolverine video. And
see if they notice. Yeah, do it. Do it. Go follow that man.
That's pretty fucking badass.
It was a straight up fucking moose. It was insane.
All right. I literally forgot everything I was gonna say. Yes, Mego said that things are people are stepping up and seeing things for fall. Somebody said Gen Chat that there's seeing in Steam a lot more positive reviews. So things are definitely getting better. We're making improvements, and SMS, you're doing a great job. Keep it up. I'm again, like I said, I'm excited to load up here and get some games in and see what these new visual effects and sounds sound like. Keep it up, man. I'm excited. Let's keep going.
Yeah, man. And I'm just gonna go double down on what you said, Brian. Like, it's nice to see the progression. It's nice to see the pace. It's nice to see that they're getting a little bit more recognition, right? I'm just excited for what's coming next, because we've been advocating for free to play for a while. So if there's ever a time, this is probably one of those times where it's like, hey man, let's Let's see what they show us, because so far 2020 has been a decent year for Strange Matter. If they can keep that pace going, if they can keep the content, keep the progression, 2022 is going to be a pretty damn good year for them if they keep that up.
Yeah.
Quite frankly. But
73% in the last 33 days or 30 days for Steam. And it's for positive.
Nice.
wow,
Yeah.
that's nice to see.
Yeah.
Hey man. But it also goes to show, and you know, we've always held them to a higher standard here as well. Like it's like, hey, it goes to show that when you take time and just kind of be like, hey, let's just roll shit out a proper way, right? Let's work on getting stuff. Like nothing's got to be perfect, but let's at least fix things within a timely manner. Let's at least, you know what I'm saying? They definitely felt more organized in the last couple months. You get me?
For sure. Yep.
So that's awesome. That's awesome. Just much love to everybody. Thank you, everybody that showed up today. The amazing cast. Thank you, everybody watching. Again, guys, if you did make it this far, drop a GG in the comments. Just let us know that you actually made it this far. And I gotta fucking go because I can hear baby crying through the headphones. So that's my duty, bruh. But much love, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode. I can't with them, bro. Get me out. Get me out. Good night, homies. GG's. Peace.
Thanks for the invite.